Yo, what's going on, everyone? We're gonna be doing kind of a new video today, right? It's gonna be going over the builds for the gods that I put in my smite tier list. Basically, just the S tier gods. So that's I got pulled up next to me. That's Athena, Baba Yaga, Chernobog, Ganesha, Maman, Raijin, Thor, and Thoth. Right? I'm gonna be going over the builds for all those gods, what you should be doing. Um, that's about it. Just gonna be showing y'all basically what the builds would be for those gods. So we're going to start off with Athena. So we're going to God Builder, right? So your starter item, you got a couple different options, I guess, for food. You probably want to take Bow. I think Bow's the best one, so then you could just taunt Dash on cooldown. So you have two options right now for your starters, right? You can either go the Benevolence, or another good one, if you got a lot of gods that are auto attack based, you can go War Flag. I personally think Benevolence is really strong right now and kind of underrated. But I think on Athena, War Flag is probably slightly better, right? So if you get that War Flag, once you hit level 15, you're going to get the War Flag, upgrade into War Banner, right? It's just a better aura item. If you go Benevolence, you would upgrade that. Typically, it depends. If they have a large amount of lockdown CC, like a ton, every god has multiple items of CC, you can go Heroism. I prefer Compassion, though, because also it gives you the magical prots in it, right, to help you out. So let's just say, for this example, we're going to go War Banner. So you can go War Banner, straight into a Thebes. Right, you can go your Thebes. And then I guess you have a couple options here, right? Depends on how you want to play. If you want to go more aura based, you can go Prophetic Cloaks. It is not hard to stack on Athena, I promise. Or, I hate when it does that, or you can go very greedy and go into a Breastplate of Valor. Kind of depends on what you want to do and how your playstyle is. I typically like to go the Breastplate of Valor, get that flat 20% cooldown instantly, right? And obviously you're going to upgrade this. Let me do this real quick. You're going to want to upgrade this as soon as possible to this one, Determination, right? Say as soon as possible. Maybe after like your third item or so, you want to get that upgraded. So let's say we're going to go this, because this is what I like to go. I like to go Thebes, Breastplate of Valor. And then, depending on what they have, right? If they have a lot of magical, if they got 3-4 magicals, if they got 3 physicals, right? Depends. You're going to go Solve, or you're going to go Heartward. And these are just added auras to help out your team, right? Now, your last two items. You're going to be pretty tanky, right? Your magical protections look low, but typically it's going to be Guardian and 1 Mage, right? Obviously, with Mage solos, you typically, instead of Solve, you're probably going to go Heartward. And with this, I promise you feel much tankier than it looks on screen. Also, this isn't evolved, so you can get more prots. So it would be like about 200, about 175, something like that. A little more in the fizz. All right, and then your next items, you have a couple different options, right? Typically, if they go anti-healing, or I'm sorry, typically if you need anti-healing, you can either go Pestilence, which is very good. It's a very strong aura anti-heal, and I think it's one of the best anti-heal items in the game. Or, if you want to do more damage, you obviously can go the Divine Rune. Right? And with that Divine Rune, obviously it's going to make you do more damage. And Athena already does insane amount of damage, right? So you're just gonna help you out even more with killing people in general, diving the back line, doing whatever, trying to separate tanks or trying to separate people from the team. Very strong at that. All right. Your last item is very up for grabs. I typically like to go another power item. You can, and that would either be a Spirit Deso, just to add in some more cooldown, or even a Polynomicon isn't horrible on her. Or if you want to go more tanky, right, which, depends, you can go Stone Binding with that taunt. It'll help separate them even more, right? This is a very good build on Athena. I'm sorry, let me go over these what are they called? Does it not show the relics? I'm sorry, the relics, right? If they have healing, they got a Raw, they got Anubis, they got a lot of gods with healing on them, you obviously want to go the Ankh, right? If they don't, then you can void the Ankh and you can go blink. That's another way into just basically, another combo instead of dash taunt. You can blink taunt, try to mix it up, right? You can go Shell's always very good. It's basically just Aegis for your team without them having to Aegis, and they can still attack. Belt of Berserker is a very good item if your team has very poor objective play, right? Very poor objective secure, very poor objective burn. The Belt of Berserker is going to help you out a lot in that situation. Horrific is always just very good if they got a lot of dive, right? If a lot of dive, Horrific is very strong. But that's my Athena build. One more thing I will add is Horrific. Not Horrific. Sunder is not as good anymore. It's only good basically if they got, they got a lot of shielding. I think it's good into Geb. I think it's good. It's very strong into Baba Yaga, and it's very strong into Vamana. If you ever see him, and if you ever see someone play Vamana, that should be a free win for you. And did I say Baba Yaga? Nike. It's very good into Nike. Bracer is also very good, but I feel like a lot of players in your mid-tier games don't play with the Bracer and don't even know it's there, right? So if you encounter people, obviously do that. Wings is good if you want to dive well, or if you want to help people get away from dives. But the ones that I typically go were Belt of Berserker, Blink, and or Shell. I think those are your best options. All right, next god. Speaking of Baba Yaga, I'm gonna go. Actually, let's just stay in the Guardians tab right quick. We're gonna do Ganesha. Ganesha is a god that I think. Okay, Bao is not very useful on him because he doesn't do any damage. Ganesha does like no damage. There's no point in play. You don't play Ganesha to do damage. You play Ganesha to single out a team and have a really good team fight. So I typically like to go Sturdy Stew. I think Sturdy Stew is just the better one, right? Out of durable. Now start item, I do think Benevolence fits him much better. And we'll go for the relics. I think meditation is really good on Ganesha. I think meditation on Ganesha is very underrated. I think meditation is very good on Ganesha. But with this meditation, you're going to want to upgrade it very quickly. Can I not upgrade? Can I not get to the... Can I get to the upgrades thing? It's the blue one. It's the one that reduces your cooldown is when you want to go, right? And then typically, once again, this next relic is kind of up for grabs. You can go Shell, or you can go Frenzy. I typically like Frenzy on Ganesha. Also depends on your team comp, right? If you got a Merlin and you got a Merlin, you got a Thoth solo, you got a Merlin Thoth, you got any of those guys that raw, crazy objective secure, cool con, crazy objective burn, then typically you probably don't need Frenzy. You could get away with a Shell. You can go Horrific if you want to, right? But second relic's up for grabs. Now Benevolence, you're gonna want to upgrade into Compassion when you get level 15. And I think with this build, you're gonna kind of see why. A lot of these are very obvious, right? You're gonna go Thebes first every single time. I think Prophetic is okay. I don't think Prophetic is great. Thebes obviously is just going to make you tanky faster and provide more auras more quickly. I'm sorry, excuse me. Once again, you can go that Breastplate and the Determination again. It's just very strong right now. There's not much else to say about it. It's still a very good item even after the nerfs. And you're going to go the same thing with the auras, right? Either you go Solve, or you can go Heartward. We'll just say once again, it's 30 physicals, just like a classic normal comp, so you can go that Solve. Alright? And with Thebes stacked up, you'll be at about 200 something physical prots and be just slightly at around 100 magical prots. Alright. Next item, I think is very, very good, is Relic Dagger. Right? That means you're going to spam your meditation, and you're going to spam your Frenzy, or you're going to spam your Horrific, whatever it is, right? Because Ganesha has crazy team fight potential. So you want to make sure that ult is up as much as humanly possible, right? Last item, once again, instead of, and keep in mind, if you have to go anti-heal, instead of this Relic Dagger here, you can go Pestilence, or you can go Contagion, up to you. I think Pestilence is slightly better. But this would be basically your build right here for Ganesha. Right? You're going to be very, very tanky, and you're going to have crazy sustain. Especially you're going to help out your team a lot with that Compassion and that Meditation. Team fights, you want to make sure you are close to your mages or people who use a lot of cooldowns. Because when you spam that blue Meditation, I can't remember what the name of it is called now. I feel kind of poor for that. I'm sorry about that. It doesn't show it. Cloak of the Ascetic. There we go. Not bad. It's this one right here. This one is insane. You're going to, because it, first of all, it reduces cooldown. I don't know if anyone's ever read the ability or read what it does, but it reduces cooldown. So you're going to spam that constantly with this Relic Dagger, right? But this is a very solid Ganesha build. Also, if you don't need to go anti-healing, obvious item, you can always go Stone of Binding, or you can always tech in, I guess it depends, you can go Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is always very nice because it gets you max cooldown, right? So if they don't have healing, Spirit Robe. Right? That's Ganesha. We're gonna move on to whoever is just basically next in line here. I don't think I had any. Oh, I had one assassin. I'm sorry about that. Thor. Thor is second best jungle in the game right now. You're gonna go Party Punch. Party Punch is just better. I think Party Punch is better now than Bountiful Bow is. So that's why I go that. But if you prefer Bow, you can go Bow. Bumba's Dagger, right? Straight into, well, I say straight into, but wait, when you level 20, Bumba's Hammer. Thor is very strong with his auto attack cancels. That's basically how his kit works. You want to make sure you do that because you do way more damage with Thor, right? When you start at him, Jotun's, I think Jotun's is busted. I say it's busted. It doesn't look like a great item, but 20% cooldown, and you can get that item by 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in. You 20% cooldown immediately, right? You get that item basically right when you hit level 6, level 5, level 6, somewhere around there. That's 20% cooldown immediately, right? That's a good item. That's a very strong item. Also comes with the flat pen, right, to help you out. Next item is where it kind of goes up for grabs, right? They got healing. You go your brawlers, or if they got a lot of healing, you go your brawlers. If not, you go straight into a Hydra's Lament. Once it's in, you auto attack cancel, right? It's very strong. You can, even if they don't have healing, you can still build this item. It's still very strong. Obviously, it has a decent amount of power, but it's still good at helping them not sustain in fights, right? So it's still a good item. Now next is kind of an item that people may or may not like, and I think that is Erendite. I think Erendite is very powerful right now, especially with how your ultimate works. It's just going to be very, very nice for you, right? Also gives you the movement speed now, which is very helpful. Let's say they do have healing though, you might want to not tech in the Erendite, but I'll go over that in a minute. But the Erendite's very strong right now, so make sure you go Erendite. Go Hydra second, go Erendite third. You can go a fourth item. Right, I'm about to show you another item that you can go. Serrated Edge, very strong. Right, you can go this order. That's 30% pen. The last item, obviously you got a lot to choose from, right? If they had that healing, decking that brawlers. If they don't have that healing, you can go Crusher. I don't think Crusher gets a whole lot of value. I think Bloodforge is very good right now. Bloodforge is very strong. Obviously, you get the double life steal, so you sustain more. Or if you just want to go full damage, you can just tech on the Heartseeker. Tech on the Heartseeker. And if you're not a fan of Erendite, you can go this build right here. Very strong build. Thor, very good, right? If they do have healing, you're going to want to get rid of the Bloodforge or Erendite, whatever, up to you, right? I think this is a very good, solid build for Thor. Obviously, they have a healing. You need to tech on that Brawler. It's probably second or third item, right? So that's Thor. I had no Warriors because, Warriors are kind of poo-poo right now. Mages. We have a couple mages. Actually, we have a large amount of mages. We have 3 of them. Baba Yaga was number 1 on my list. Baba Yaga is a god that you can play in solo. You also play mid, right? Don't play in the jungle. Don't play her support. Don't play her ADC. So I'm gonna go over the builds for both roles. I think Baba Yaga is still strong in the solo lane. I think she kind of gets outshined by some of the other ones. So actually, I'm gonna skip that one. I'm just gonna go straight to the mid build. Right. So mid, you're gonna go bow into Sentinel, and you're gonna upgrade that independent of Aegis. All right. Pendulum of Aegis. Now she's very good at stacking. Obviously, that's a whole passive. So you can go Book of Thoth immediately. Right, you're gonna have that item stack very quickly. Okay. Book of Thoth. It's a Spirit Deso. If they have healing, if you're going against Raw, you're gonna go Divine Ruin. Right, so it's either gonna look like this, or it's gonna look like this. Okay. For the sake they don't have healing, we're gonna go Spirit Deso. Right. Next item. You are going to go Prophetic's Cloak. Just another easy stacking item for Baba Yaga. It's insanely powerful. And you stack it very quickly, especially on Baba. Don't worry about not having percent pen right now, right? You don't need it until now anyway. It's going to be here. Your last 2 items is your percent pen. Now, I think, in terms of percent pen, I think that the better item on Baba Yaga is Obshard. Because your cooldowns kind of match just about the same time that 10 seconds will be up. Especially for your pots and your one. I think it's your one that's gonna line up more. No, it's your pots. Your pots are gonna line up more with that 10-second cooldown. With the Obshard, of course, as long as you don't just spam. No, I'm sorry, it's your one. The 2's the pots. So your one's gonna line up with those cooldowns, obviously, right? So that's 20% pen right there. All right, now with the red buff being a thing, I think you can tech on Typhons and be just fine, right? I think you can tech on Typhons. If you don't want to go Typhons, you can go right to Hootie. And you can upgrade that into this one. And let's say you don't want to go Prophetic's Cloak, right? I'm sorry, go Prophetic Cloak. It's so good on Baba Yaga. You're dumb not to. But basically this would be a build. Either go right to Hootie for a slightly extra power, or you go this one. Keep in mind, it looks less here, 465 compared to the 440. You're gonna be around the same amount of damage with the red Shaman Camp, right? So this is a very strong Baba Yaga build. I think Typhons is good on every mage right now. I think Typhons is strong on. So don't be afraid to go it, because you can always get that red Shaman Camp. Next one we got on the list is, where's she at? Mommy Maman, right? I just put up a video on Maman. Kind of crazy. I was like 20 and 8, something like that, right? I'm gonna show you exactly the build that I go. Party Punch. I think I went Bow, but Party Punch is better, right? You're going to go Bumba's Hammer. Auto attack canceling on Maman is pretty easy, right? You can't do it with the 1, but you do it with all your area abilities. Your 1, or your 2, and your 3, and your ult, right? You can go Book of Thoth. Book of Thoth's very strong. Into Spirit Deso or Divine, whatever is the case, right? You're going to go into Polynomicon. Boom. That's your Polyprox early. You're going to start shredding people with that Polynomicon, right? Typhons. Keep in mind, you pick up the red Shaman Camp, so this is going to be a lot of extra power here, right? You're going to be at 28 magical lifesteal. Now the last item's up to you. Depends on kind of what you want. I think Rod to Hootie is good here, right? Kind of gets you some more pen. Soul Reaver is good here if they got a very tanky team. Soul Reaver is strong, right? Or you can go, what's it called? Spear of the Magus. This will get you slightly more lifesteal, raise your power up a little bit, right? So with Spear of the Magus, you'll be at what? You'll be at 36 lifesteal, so very close to cap. But I think Rod to Hootie's the better option in here, because you just insta stun with the 1 if you want to, and you get that, it's probably like 600 something damage from this Rod to Hootie, right? This is a very strong build. If you don't feel comfortable hitting your auto attack cancels, Stellar Polynomicon, go this order, Soul Reaver, or go Spirit of the Magus, right? It's up to you. Maman, pretty basic, right? Pretty standard mage build, especially on the assassins. I think Ao Kuang actually works well with that build too. I tried that out, very strong with that build as well. Next one is a hot topic. I'm gonna go for solo lane build first. It's the same that you will see, you've probably seen it 1,000 times, right? Vamp Shroud into Blood Soaked once you get level 20. Pythags. I'm not even gonna explain this because if you play the game a lot, you know exactly where this is going. Breastplate of Valor, right? Now, it's either Breastplate of Valor. Typically, you go up against another magical. So typically, you go Genji's first. So I'm going to change the order of this. Since you're going up against a magical solo laner, probably 80% of the time now, you can go that, right? Typhons. You are max lifesteal with the red buff. Max. It's insane. So you'll be at 40%. That's a bunch of extra power, right? Now your last item, kind of up to you, right? If you don't feel like you need to be that tank, if you don't need to be any more tanky, go Soul Reaver. Or you can go, what's it called? Stone of Binding. Stone of Binding. And then you'll be saying, Stone of Binding on Raijin, why? In case you don't know, his Raiju has a slow. So you proc this, which makes you do even more damage on Raijin. But this is pretty standard Raijin build. That's solo lane. Now we're going to go mid. Alright. Santa time. You have no issue clearing. Pendulum of Aegis. Obvious. Okay, let me say this again. Beads Aegis on all these mages. Blink or Beads Aegis. Or Blink Beads, Blink Aegis on Maman and the jungles, right? It's up to you. Basically what you need to go day to game to game, excuse me. But all these mages, it is just Beads Aegis. That's it. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. I'm going to go Pendulum of Aegis. You're going to go that Book of Thoth again. It's kind of the same build for a lot of gods. Book of Thoth, Spirit Deso, or you go Divine Rune Advance Heal. And with him, I don't really feel like you need to max out the 40% heal because he has, or I mean 40, sorry, excuse me, the 40% cooldown because he has the cooldown built into his kit, right? So that 30% really doesn't do that much, right? It's okay. It's same without it, with or without it. You can go and do a Charon's coin. But I personally, I think Opshar is better. I think Opshar is better right now than Charon's coin. But it's up to you. Charon's coin is obviously gives you some more stats, but I think the Opshar is good. So you go Opshar. You're gonna go into Soul Reaver, and then your last item is up to 2 options. You can go Typhons again, like same on a lot of gods, right? And with that 10%, you'll be at that's 40 extra power right there. Yeah, 40 extra power, right? Kind of see what the item does. Okay, but I just want to make sure I read. Yep, that's gonna be 40 extra power. Sorry. Or you're gonna go Calamitous Rod of Tahuti, right? So you can get 530 or very close, about 525, right? So you're gonna be barely ahead with this build. All right, up to you though. This build will shred. You can't use your 3 to engage, though, on this build. That's the issue. That's why tanky Raijin is slightly better right now in this meta, right? Next man. The man that will hit you for seemingly 1,500 damage in ultimate. Thoth. He will one-shot you with the ultimate. Sands of Time. Conduit Gem is only good on certain gods like Scylla, but gods who suck with early game clear, but typically you go Pendulum of Aegis for late game. You gotta go Book of Thoth on the God Thoth, right? It's basically the same build for a lot of these guys. Spirit Deso once again, or Divine Rune if they don't have, if they have healing. Now this is a god I don't necessarily mind Charon's coin on, but I think with Thoth, I'm sitting trying to slightly better because you are sitting back poking. You come with a movement speed because you're low. You have that really long dash. But anyone with a jump in the jungle, like if you go against a jungler with a jump, a dash, whatever, you kind of get beat out. So if you go up against someone who doesn't, you can go the Opshard, and it's gonna be really good because you're just a very strong poke god, right? You can go the same thing, but instead, Soul Reaver, And instead of Typhons, I don't think Typhons is very good on Thoth. You can go it, but you can go it right, or you just go Rod Duty. Now this is the build that will shred, right? Because this gives you like 100 power, right? You will be melting with this build. I promise. You'll hit some fat ultimates. It's insane. Now, the final god on our list is actually a hunter. And this is probably the best hunter in the game. By a long shot, it's Shredderwalk. Obviously, you're going to take gooseberries to help you out with the clear. And your starter item's kind of up to you. You have multiple different options for your starter item. Yeah, right here. Alright. Now leather cowl. Leather cowl is typically let me just upgrade all these and I'll talk to them one by one. Now leather's cowl into leader's cowl is what you would want to go. That's typically just your better team fight one, right? Now actually I'm gonna keep Death's Toll how it is. Gilded arrow. Right? This is your crit arrow, right? So if you want to go crit, you're gonna go ornate arrow. Up to you. Death's Toll, you can upgrade it to Death's Temper. I don't think Death's Embrace is very good on the hunters. Death's Temper is not bad, so I'm going to leave it there. Two of these builds don't look very different. It's the crit build that looks different, so I'm going to go crit first. So you go ornate arrow. You can go Devos. You can go Devos on a lot of these Devos. Or you have a slightly different option of Aussie. I think it's up to grabs which one you want to go. It doesn't necessarily matter. Now if you're going crit, you're going to go into your Executioner. You're going to go into your Kid Size. You're going to go into a Deathbringer. Right here. It's going to help you get that crit online early. And you're going to get the green one of these, the Envenomed one. And the last item is Dominance. This build will shred just a bunch of damage. If you want to go crit, right? Let me get one more item in here. I forgot an item that's very strong on him, and I kind of forgot about it because I'm thinking the basic hunter build, right? Now, you could probably go instead of Executioner, you go Fail Not, right? But you can go Fail Knight. Second item if you want to on Shredderwalk. It'd still be very powerful, right? This one right here will absolutely shred, right? That's your crit build. Now into a different build. Let me go ahead and get this up. Demon Blade. I think Demon Blade is a very strong item, but I don't think you need it when you go to Ornate Arrow. So let's say you go. Let me get one more item up here. Titan's Bane. You might be saying, why am I putting Titan's Bane up there? Give me a second. Right. So let's say you go Death's Toll, and you don't want to upgrade it to Death's Temper, because I personally don't like Death's Temper. Right. You can go Aussie. I think this is better to go Aussie with, because you get Fat Amount of Lifesteal very early online. You're going to go into Demon Blade, second item. You're going to go into Fail Not. You're going to go into your Kins. You're going to go into your Deathbringer. And then if you sell this item, you go Titan's Bane. That will max out a decent amount of your... I got this confused. This is if you go Leader's Cowl. You're going to get rid of Demon Blade. And you're going to tech on Dominance. My apologies. Move these two items around. There we go. Very well. Now you might be saying, hey, if this is the crit build, why is there crit in this? Crit is very strong right now. Very, very strong, right? And even if you don't want to go Deathbringer, get rid of it. And go Executioner, right? You will go Leader's Cowl, Aussie, Executioner, Fail Not, Kin Size, Dominance. Boom. There we go. Alright, a build that I think is very solid on him if you're going to go Death's Temper, or if you want to go Death's Toll, you can go Death's Toll. I think you want to go Aussie again. You want to go your Fail Not second item just so you can get that ultimate going fast, right? That Fail Not into Executioner, into Kins, into dominance, and then you're gonna sell that Death's Toll late if you don't want Death's Temper, and you go Titan's Bane. Look at how much pen you have. You have an insane amount of pen. And if you get rid of Aussie and go Devos, that's a extra 15% flat pen, right? It's 10 or 15% flat pen. We're at 10 or 15 flat pen, something like that. I think it's 10, right? You will shred everyone. You're going to be hitting 400 damage on us. It's insane. You have a bunch of different builds kind of up for grabs. Kind of depends on your playstyle, right? I think this one's might have fallen off a bit, but I still think this one's kind of very, very strong, especially with your 1-2 or with your 1-2 combo, the root. You're gonna pump, right? But I think the Leader's Cowl build is probably the better option for Trinidad. That's everyone. Yep, that is every god in my S tier list. Let me know if you have any questions about the build, right? Hunters are typically what you don't build anti-heal on. Beads, Aegis, by the way, just letting that be known. Don't go sprint on Trinidad. Don't go teleport in ADC role. It's I've seen it, and they feed. Beads Aegis on most of the gods. Besides, unless you're a support, you don't go Beads Aegis. Or sometimes solo. But sorry, I'm Barrington. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.